What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with another legendary item guide for you, and today we're taking a look at the drops from Bramblesong here in the Terminus Range District in Borderlands 4. This boss has some pretty decent drops, and I'm using one of them right here at the beginning, and we'll get into that here in a moment. But let me first show you how to get to Bramblesong. You want to start from the Deathrite Order silo, which is located up here in the low lays of Terminus Range, and from there you're going to be looking for this abandoned auger mine over here in the Stoneblood Forest, which is located right here. You'll notice that it's just slightly northwest above this building, if that helps you locate this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just literally click on this path, and we're going to follow that over there, and then I'll show you going into the mine. All right, so once you get back here into this little valley, you're going to go all the way back here, and to the left you're going to see a cave. Now you will have needed to already done the auger mine stuff so that you can actually get into these places, but you know, if you're doing this guide, you've most likely already beat the game anyhow, right? And finally, here we are at the entrance to Bramblesong's lair. This is a long run. It's kind of similar to like Back Hive and how long that takes to get over to the Back Hive, but once you get here, you'll have your Moxie's Encore machine. Just go ahead and use that. Again, if this is your first time here, then congratulations, you're making some good progress on the story. You're almost there. Bramblesong is a giant cratch, so that means he spends this entire fight in the air, and one of the most annoying aspects of the fight is that when you finally kill him, it has a tendency to just drop his loot off into the void. So the best technique that I've found for avoiding this issue is to back myself into a corner and let him come to me. And I like to go over here toward this door and just have him come toward me. So let's go ahead and do this, hit him with a crit knife, and just go to town on him and hope that he will come over this way when he dies. Yep, here he comes. And there we go. And as you can see, he's still chucking his loot out that way, but at least it's not going off the map. And we got nothing on run number one. Use something that's going to instantly just track him for you. Like if you have a TD weapon, especially the Ruby's Grasp. A lot of people are sleeping on the Ruby's Grasp. That gun is godly versus flying enemies. Literally just shoot once, throw reload it, and it tracks down the enemy for you. There's nothing easier versus flying enemies than the Ruby's Grasp. Definitely get you one of those. Also, the chuck is great. If you have any kind of homing chuck, definitely use that as well. All right, so then after you beat him, you have your red chest, and you got your portal. We go back through here, and we can keep farming. So I will come back after we've gotten all the drops, and we'll go over them. Bramblesong has 3 dedicated boss drops: the Boomslang sniper rifle, the Destructo Disco grenade ordnance, and the Convergence shotgun. There are timestamps in this video so you can quickly jump ahead to any section that you would like. All right, on run number 3 we got the Boomslang. That's a pretty good one too. All right, nice. All right, run number 6 we got the Convergence. Not bad. And we got a fire one, so that just leaves one item left to get from this guy. And there it is, the final drop from him, the Destructo Disco. For some reason this one seems to drop less than the other two. Don't know why. This is definitely the worst of the 3 drops. Starting us off is the Boomslang. This legendary sniper rifle made by Jacobs. Gold tech says bullet pollinator. After reloading, the first critical hit ricochets a sticky projectile to up to 3 nearby enemies, and that does exactly what it says that it does. The stats on this one is a 4,409 DPS, which is weird considering the per shot damage is 6,758. However, it does take 0.8 seconds per shot to shoot this thing, so maybe that's the math involved there. 96% accuracy, 2.7 reload time, like I said before, 0.8 shots per second, and a mag of 10 on this one. You can see that this one has a crit damage of 146, splash radius of 100. The red text says everything is blooming most recklessly, which is a poetic line by former Australian poet Rainer Maria Reich. So this thing can roll with a wide variety of crit modifiers, so be on the lookout for the higher ones. I don't know if 146 is the highest. I think that I've seen 180. I'm not going to sit here and farm for 12 hours today and try and figure that out. If you know, leave it in the comment section down below. Let's go with that. So as you can see, this gun does pretty good single target damage, but where it really does its best work is when you are able to reload it and hit a crit. Nope. And then that ricochets a sticky projectile to another enemy, which then explodes them. Now we are on Ultimate 6 here, by the way, in case you are wondering. Let's go ahead and reload one more time. I don't think there's any nearby enemies for this to ricochet to. And the cool thing is, I just missed 3 crits in a row. It still counts the first crit after a reload, no matter how many shots you miss. It's not like the amp roll when you get that on a rep kit. and you go to use the amp roll and you're like, oh, well, I missed that amp shot, so I'm just out of luck. It's not like that. Literally the first, like, watch, I will purposely miss crits here and then hit a crit. Oh, we'll hit it on you. How about that?
Nope.
And then that one ricocheted crits, but it didn't hit anybody because she was up on a platform and it was trying to hit enemies that were down below. And here we have a vile enemy. Hit these guys for the ricochet crit. Yeah, that actually works. This is just a really, really good sniper rifle. Really fun to use. And we are on Ultimate 6 here, so it's not like we're just, you know, steamrolling some easy mode enemies or Ultimate 1 enemies or something like that. So if you're a fan of like really strong snipers that have a really interesting gimmick, maybe give this one a shot. Literally. Pun intended on that one. Up next is the Destructo Disco. The stats on this one are 14 seconds for the cooldown, damage of 8,101, radius of 631, and it has 2 charges. The gold text reads groove and the red text reads I don't even think the worms are awake yet, which is a reference to a quote by Krillin from Dragon Ball Z Season 1. This Malawan grenade ordnance is one of my favorites in the game, not because it's particularly good or strong, but because when you throw it, it plays Digby Vermouth's absolute bop, Supernova Dreamsicle. Never have I ever wanted to spam grenades so hard in Borderlands 4. This grenade's main benefit is its status damage from the beams that it emits. It spins slowly in flight and bounces off of surfaces while moving across areas at a snail's pace. It's very slow. This is absolutely the best case scenario for hitting an enemy with this thing, and as you can see, it tickled them on Ultimate 6. Now on lower levels like Ultimate 1 or even on like normal or easy mode, I'm sure this thing can be very useful somehow. But good luck getting it to not repeatedly fly off into space, hitting absolutely nobody. Obviously, element matching would work better than what I did here, but I only had this one to test and it just doesn't feel fun to use other than the banger track that plays. Finally, we have the Convergence. This Ripper shotgun is a returning weapon from Borderlands 3, where it was one of the best shotguns in the game. Well, same here on Borderlands 4. The stats on this one are 2,950 DPS, 390 by 3 damage, 77% accuracy, 1.9 second reload, 3.6 shots per second, and a 19 mag on this one. The gun also has a splash radius of 75. The gold text reads asymptotic. The red text says steel chambers late the pyres of her salamandrine fires, which is more from Thomas Hardy's poem The Convergence of the Twain, which is about the sinking of the Titanic. I still say there was enough room on that door for Leo. The Convergence is available in all elements and can also be non-elemental. This gun was previously Hyperion in Borderlands 3, but with Hyperion not being a gun manufacturer and instead relegated to just parts, they opted for Ripper as the new manufacturer on this one, and it works out pretty well for this guy. So what does this gun do? On hit, it spawns converging projectiles on the enemy. If you hit critical hits, they beget even more critical hits, and on and on and on. And on any build where the critical hits matter, which is most of them, this gun can absolutely melt enemies. It's just a fun gun that will hit that Borderlands 2 nostalgia feel, giving you that memory of the bee and the conference call from back in the day. I cannot recommend this gun highly enough, but make sure you get multiple elements to avoid enemies resisting. So that's my guide to all the drops from Bramblesong. Hope this guide was helpful. If it was, be sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe for more Borderlands news, information, guides, and playthroughs. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.